Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every week. Head over to YouTube if you could smash that subscribe and bell notification button. Much easier when we're doing match reactions like this. Rangers 1, Liverpool 7. Let me repeat that. Rangers 1, Liverpool 7. Very, very nice. Very well played. Yeah, tough one to kind of break down. Such a flat first half and stuff like that. Really gave up that first goal very easily. But yeah, for us, we were like started again really, really poor. No control of the game. Passing was disjointed. Every time Rangers came forward, we had no control, just constant panic and stuff like that. Seeing it in the defence. 17 minutes. Rangers take the lead. I did say that we would probably be the team that would offer them up their Champions League goal, and so it was. But it was just, again, and not to take anything away from Rangers, I mean, it was a really, really good goal and a lovely finish from Arfield. But you had it again then tonight, players looking at each other, no leaders on the pitch, that first half, and once again, it takes us going behind to wake us up. Win a corner, ball in from Costas, lovely header by Bobby near post, 1-1 after 24 minutes. What do we say about Bobby Firmino at the moment? It's kind of a strange one. He was the frozen out, forgotten child. Throughout the start of the season and stuff like that, and a lot of fans had wrote him off, and there was various debates and stuff like that. And yeah, he had a couple of iffy performances and stuff like that. There was various debates about whether he should get a new contract, whether we should just let him go at the end of the season. Him being like, 1/3 of the three amigos up front up there with Mane and Salah and stuff like that. And as we said, when any of those boys go, it would be very sad, especially when Mane left and stuff like that. But once again, he's shown that hunger in there when you're playing for a contract, and you potentially want to stay and show what you're about. And he's also, remember, trying to play his way back into the Brazilian squad for the World Cup as well. So it's really weird to see in one dynamic. You have some players playing at the moment that are protecting themselves from the World Cup, and you have other players playing at the moment who are trying to drive themselves home into the World Cup squads. And it's interesting to see the difference in that dynamic. Rangers were then back on top again after that, creating a couple of chances. And to be honest, we were quite lucky on some of them. And it often, when we talk about Darwin Núñez, he's just, we know how good a player potentially he can be, but he just strays offside, doesn't have that kind of silky touch to nick a ball off a defender when the ball's played in. When the ball's played into him in terms of hold-up play, doesn't seem to be able to control the ball. It seems to come off him fairly easy. And it's I wouldn't say it's a concern. I'd say he's a lad still trying to find his feet in the league and stuff like that. But what was everyone's thinking on the starting lineup? I mean, this was the starting lineup, and it's, to me, always when I see 4-4-2, I'm always fairly concerned and stuff like that. I just think it's a very flat way of playing, and again, it doesn't exploit the positives within players' games. It's a very old style, old school way of playing. And sometimes I suppose when you're under pressure like we are at the moment to find a performance and get results and build up confidence again and stuff like that, it probably might work insofar as it could be quite structured. But I don't know, playing 4-4-2 in 2022 is a bit for me, is a bit of a stretch. But we went in at half time. And some would say probably lucky to be level. And that concern of playing that 4-4-2 very flat, not monopolising on players' strengths. First half at 6 shots to 3 in favour of Rangers, and 50-50. 50-50 possession, really, which is unusual for Liverpool. Normally we would have the lion's share of the possession. Obviously, being away, we know it's quite a hostile place, and the Rangers crowd were in full voice Liverpool fans were quite quiet that first half. It was, I suppose, the shock of conceding and then the shock of being so flat in our play first half probably led to that. But second half, no changes as well. I was kind of shocked at that as well, especially with the team in the first half just being so flat. Um, Players at times, the early in that, even in that second half, players at times looked like they never even nearly kicked the ball together and stuff like that. But finally, 55 minutes rolls around and a more familiar move. Bobby Dazzler rolling back the years to 17-18. Bobby is back. 8 goals this season. 2-1 Liverpool. Flick from Harvey onto Gomez. Down the wing. Bobby telling him where to put the ball. Something we've seen from Haaland this season as well. Bobby saying, just put it there. Gomez duly obliged with a beautiful ball into the box, and Bobby didn't even have to break stride and finishes it. Uh, Absolutely brilliant to see, and it's really the thing, the satisfying thing you come out of tonight as well is that the players look happier in their play, and if you've got happy players, you've potentially got the chance to get those performances out of them and stuff like that. When players aren't having to second guess themselves, when they aren't having to you know stride in a way that's forceful and not natural and all that kind of thing, and it makes it look so difficult to do. That's where you find that they struggle. After we went 2-1 up, of course, there was a bit of a swagger about our play. Um, Rangers fans very silent, and our own fans singing Bobby Dazzler in full voice was brilliant to hear as well. Um, would I dare say we were beginning to find a spark? I can't mention that word spark, sure we can't. Don't even attempt to mention that word spark. But we were finding a bit of our spark, let's be honest here. Um, Match had gone a bit stale, so 66 minutes. Carvalho to Firmino, beautiful feed to Nunes, lovely composed finish. Brilliant finish from Darwin Nunes. Um, Bread and butter to a guy like that, and a bit of confidence about it as well. Didn't have to smash it. Lovely placing of the ball into the far corner. And then he gets hooked. And when he gets hooked, and I was thinking he's getting hooked off for Salah, and I was thinking, why is he hooking him off? Leave him on. We want to build up his confidence. We want him to get maybe 2 or 3 tonight, so he's really on fire and fired up for the weekend. Should I even mention the weekend? Let's just enjoy tonight. Um, but yeah, I was thinking, God, don't hook him off. I was thinking to myself at the time, and of course, how stupid is this? Sit Salah back down. It's all good. Let Darwin continue. Let him build up this confidence. How wrong I was. How wrong I was. Um, but yeah, he gets hooked. Robbo comes on for Costas, Salah on for Nunes, and Thiago on for Hendo. I also found it strange as well that we were like, should I say, risking players with Man City on the horizon on Sunday when we were in control of the game at 3-1. But maybe all these players need a lot of confidence at the moment, so it was good for them to go on and get such a big win. And I know people will come on and say, look, it was only Rangers. It was only Rangers, and no disrespect to them. And most of the teams, I mean, Ajax have been giving them a going over. Napoli have certainly given them a going over, and I would expect them in a week or two to absolutely obliterate them. But that's not really the point here. The point is that we had to go out and play our game. And again, we had fallen behind early in a game, and we had to kind of find ourselves and find our rhythm. And it was severely lacking in the first half. So it was good that we came out second half. It was good that we went about our business. It was good that we made those changes and that bit of positivity and stuff like that. Even though at the time of them seemed a bit strange, like 3-1 up against Rangers, the game is probably done. You're risking Thiago out there. You're risking Salah out there, and we've got City at the weekend. Um, but yeah, that's the way it was. 72 minutes, Jota on for Bobby. Really nice to see the players smiling again and enjoying their football. So important to enjoy the football as well. Enjoy these moments. And look, beating any team 7-1 in the Champions League is a huge win. It doesn't matter the level of the competition out there. And we've seen it tonight. Anyone in the Europa League at the moment playing Thursday night football that thinks they're going to have a handy ride in Europe this year, go look at the level and the quality of the teams that are sitting third at the moment in their groups. Um, Europa League is going to be very, very competitive once you come out of the group stages. Wait till you see. But yeah, as I said, Jota on for Bobby, and of course a lot of energy from Jota again. They're coming up to match fitness again, and his movement on his play and stuff like that, really, really good. 75 minutes. What do we say here? You know, Salah, lovely control, clinical finish, toe poke, took it lovely as well. More like the Mo Salah that we know. Get in there, get in the box, get between the sticks at times, and the goals will come. There's no doubt about it. Second half that looks more familiar. We're looking at this second half now. We're moving the ball around. There's a flow to our play, all that kind of good stuff. That's really what we need to see as Liverpool fans. A familiar kind of pattern of play that we're more used to. Moving the ball much quicker, moving the ball much slicker. And of course, we have to have a shout out tonight. Carvalho and Elliott were absolutely exceptional. A tough first half, but once they found a rhythm and started moving, especially the boy Carvalho, and Harvey were really, really good, and I was so happy. We'll talk about his goal later. And now it was mad. He was blessing themselves. He had his fingers crossed. Salah was wrapped around him. They were so wanting that goal to count. It was brilliant to see, and it's brilliant to see that that whole team thing is there, even going through a difficult period. So it was great to see. Indy in the comments there. And now I'll get it up. Uh, Thanks for joining us tonight. Let us know what you thought of the game, of course. Um, but yeah, absolutely brilliant from the lads. And then 78 minutes, Milner on for Kanate. Kanate, shout out to Kanate as well. Big Ebu. What a half he had, winning every single header. Again, another guy who's been out injured, come back, bit of match time and stuff like that. Get him back up to speed again. These boys should be pumped up for Sunday now. Now, don't get me wrong. We were pumped up at Bournemouth. We had a good game against Ajax. And we thought we would kick on from a couple of these results. You know, the late winner against Newcastle, we thought we might be able to build on that. We haven't been able to build on these performances. So let's see going into Sunday with a bit more confidence. We're at home. It's in Anfield. Crowd behind us. Arguably our biggest game in the season because Man City have been our rivals for the last 3, 4, 5 years. So we've had to try and push them as hard as we can. So Sunday's going to be a huge game. Um, 80 minutes, Mo Salah hat trick. 6 minute, 5 or 6 minute hat trick. They were saying, unbelievable. But it was a beautiful finish as well. Like that 79-minute goal, Salah, he just fooled McGregor. The way like he looked to the far side and sort of sold McGregor and just clipped it into the near post and stuff like that. What a finish by him! And it just goes to show, just with that bit of smile, that bit of confidence, that bit of swagger, we know how good we can be. These players haven't suddenly become bad overnight. They just need to find their form. They're lacking a bit of confidence. Um, there's a number of issues going on there at the moment. Injuries, all this kind of stuff. But brilliant. What a hat trick from Mo Salah. 6 minute hat trick. Interesting to see how that stacks up in the Champions League and stuff like that. But outstanding from Mo Salah tonight. Came on, obviously after being dropped, had a point to prove. Came on and certainly proved that point. So nothing really but positives tonight out of the performance, albeit the first half was just very flat and just wasn't working for us. Um, 88 minute, Harvey Elliott, first Champions League goal, well deserved on that second half performance. He was absolutely brilliant, ran all over the pitch. The play that he was making, all that inter runs and all that kind of stuff was fantastic. He was in full flow and he had a couple of goals at it. So we know the boy fancied the goal. And it would have been a killer with the way the team surrounded him for the goal and the fingers crossed and blessing himself and all that. For the goal to be chalked off would have been terrible on the lad and stuff like that. So it was great to see him get his first Champions League goal. So full time, 7-1 Liverpool. Great second half performance. Fans in full voice. Beautiful flow to the play. Huge performances from everyone second half. Again, need to look at the whole game and stuff like that. First half, again, as I said, very flat. That 4-4-2. Please just stay away from it. It just doesn't work for us and stuff like that. Let's get into player ratings. And I think it's probably my most enjoyable one this season. But if we look at player ratings, let's get into it anyway. Alisson, I gave an 8-2. Came out, claimed the balls a good few times. Did give me a few heart palpitations when he started deciding that he wanted to be an outfield player, as sometimes Alisson does. But I gave him an 8 anyway. When called upon, he does the business. I don't think he could have done a whole lot for the Rangers goal. It was a brilliant finish from Airfield. Gomez, I gave an 8-2. And it's difficult in these ratings as well because you're kind of nearly rating them more on the second half than you are on the first half. So they had to go in and they had to come out and put on a performance. And they stepped up and they did that. Joe, I gave an 8-2. I think in the second half he was much, much better, much more progressive in his play, much more attacking down that wing, not getting caught out as much and stuff like that. And what a ball in for Bobby's goal. So 8 for Joe. 9 for Kanate. He never lost a header all night. Getting back to his absolute best. If we remember tail end of last season, he was arguably our best defender and he was a smashing performance. Probably our man of the man in the Champions League final last year as well, when you look back on it. Van Dijk, I gave an 8-2. It was nice to see him doing a little bit of marshalling again tonight. And I seen it at times. I think when that Rangers ball came from the right hand side across to the left, and no one got on the end of it. But Van Dijk was absolutely steaming. I seen his face to let the ball go that free and stuff like that. So it was good that they stepped up. Costas, I gave a 7-2. Lovely ball into Bobby for the first goal. Of course, hooked and replaced by Robbo, who came on, and it was great to see Robbo coming on. He was refreshed, he was energised, and when he sold those Rangers players that time, when he came and just hooked the ball off him and went up the wing, it was great to see that energy from Robbo that he brings, that battle and tenacity that he wants. He absolutely loves it. The two wide men, Carvalho and Elliott, I'm giving them both 9s. I think they both had exceptional games tonight. And it's a joy to see, especially the boy Carvalho, his intricate play and stuff like that is really, really good. And when we do get that understanding with that link up play and stuff like that, it's going to be really, really good. The two boys in the middle, Fabinho and Henderson, I gave a 7-2. Did their job, spread the play a little bit at times and stuff like that, and that's really what you want. Fabinho breaking up the play, especially in the second half, gave us much more control of the ball going forward and not as concerning at the back. Firmino gave a 10-2. He gets the full marks tonight. 2 goals and an assist as far as I know. Absolutely smashed from the boy. I think that's his 8th goal of the season, and I think it's 12 goal contributions in total. I think he's 4 assists as well. So brilliant from Firmino tonight. And looked like a man who's playing for a contract, and deservedly so. So it was great to see it. Nunez, I gave an 8-2. I think first half he struggled a little bit, but he took his goal lovely. And unfortunately then he was hooked. But yeah, you can see the signs of him. He is starting to find himself, especially in that second half when the ball is moving a bit more freer and we're in our stride and stuff like that. He looks like he's really much more of a danger. First half, he was a little bit flat. Ball coming into him, not as much control, easy to take off him. Giving away needless fouls and stuff like that, and also straying offside. Need to be careful of those offsides because he has the pace from some of these players and stuff like that. Doesn't need to be straying offside. Just play on the shoulder and you'll be fine. Robbo, the boys that came on, I mean, look, Salah, you're going to give a 10 to a hat trick in 5 minutes. What more can you say about that? Robbo, I liked his energy when he came on. He looked like he was revitalised again, and it's great to have him back. Milner coming on, harsh to give him a rating and stuff like that, came on and does what Milner does. And Jota coming on, I thought he did really, really well. I thought he came on and put himself about. He was a pest. So this has been your match reaction and player ratings. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what player ratings you gave out there. Nice to smile again on a match reaction, albeit I hope it continues. We will be back tomorrow night with Thursday Tier Talk, where we'll be previewing all the Premier League action. We'll also bring you Beat the Bookie. Vote 12, John Lee David Blackshaw. Vote 12. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, let me know your. Thursday night we'll be back. Match Premier League preview. Beat the Bookie, and we'll be talking about all the latest headlines and stuff like that. And then Friday night I'll be bringing you that Man City preview, which may not be as joyous or as comfortable as this one has been. But yeah, great to see the boys doing the job. It was vital to get 6 points against Rangers. We only need a point now away to Ajax to go on to the next round, and then we can kind of decide what we want to do with that last game against Napoli. Maybe just put it out there and see what we need to do. I don't know. looking at the Champions League, the way it's shaping up this year, winning the group or coming second, I don't think it's going to make a difference in terms of the draw, to be honest. So that is it. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to contact the show, it's the upper tier podcast at gmail.com. Also, we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, the upper tier. And the Liverpool one, of course, is the Shankly Sessions. If you're looking for that, it has its own playlist within the channel. Of course, if you've enjoyed watching the show, hit me up with a like, hit me up with a subscribe, hit that bell notification. We're dropping content every day. And Reds, we'll be back with you real soon. Enjoy.